Hello families! I wanted to make this video for you today to show you all of the resources that are available for you online, mainly how to navigate ParentVue, but I also wanted to show you some other resources. So first, the best and easiest way to access ParentVue is definitely online. I know there's also an app for your phone, however there are a lot more options available for you if you go on the computer. So the easiest way to get to ParentVue or StudentVue is to go to our school website, odyprep.com, odyprep.com. Take a minute to check out the website. It really has a lot of great information on there. But for the purposes of today's video, once you're on this website, you will go to campuses and select the junior high. And then this page has specific information about our campus, so I highly encourage you to peruse it. However, for the purpose of this video, you'll want to scroll down past that welcome message to where it says ParentVue, StudentVue, and then you're going to go ahead and click on that, and then you are going to go ahead and log in as a parent. Once you enter your parent information, it will bring you to your student's account. Now, I don't have students at the junior high, so I'm going to use Miss Daniel's account. So once you log in, you'll see all of your students that are enrolled at all campuses, but for our purposes, we're going to be looking specifically at junior high. So then what you'll want to do is pay attention to all these options over here on the left side of your screen. Since it's the quarter ending, the main thing you'll want to be able to access is the report card. So to do so, at the end of each quarter, you're going to click on this option, report card. And it will bring you the basic overall grade. Now, if you scroll down, you will see a grade legend, but that's for every type of grade that students can earn. Because we are a K-12 district, we have to show all of the options available. But attached to this email that I'm sending the video out in, you'll also get our specific junior high IB grade descriptors that'll give you more information about what these overall grades stand for. Now, although you can see their overall grades, I highly encourage you to click on this option, click to review the full report card. This gives you the overall grade in each of the subject areas. However, you'll want to see the detailed report that looks like this. So once you pull up the report card, it'll have the course title, the period that your scholar has that, so their courses will be in the order of their school day, the teacher, any absences for that class period. And this is important because this will help give you an idea, parents, if your students are attending their classes throughout the day and if they're getting any tardies. Sometimes our students like to go and visit with friends, so they might be late to class, so I highly encourage you to check out those two options. So this is the most important part of the report card. Here in this column, you'll see the overall grade for the class, but then underneath, you'll see all of these standards listed, and these are the skills that the scholar has been graded on within that quarter. So what you'll see here is, for example, in leadership, one of the skills that they work on is communicating information and ideas with clarity. And then this grade over here shows you how they're doing in that specific skill. So this allows you to see what your scholar is doing well. For example, presenting feasible design ideas, which can be correctly interpreted by others. That's an area of strength for the scholar. However, the area that they need to work on improving is presenting the solution as a whole. So this just gives you a really detailed report of your scholar's areas of strength, as well as areas in need of improvement. And so as you scroll down, you'll be able to see again the content area. This is the overall grade for that class period, and then over here are those skills broken down by specific skill. And then again, like I said, you can continue to scroll through and see all of that information. You will only be able to view that if you click on that option up here where it says click here to view full report card. So make sure that you do click on that. As we get further along in the year, you'll be able to toggle between the quarters by clicking on these options up here. So I want to show you some other points that are available. Now, our Synergy EduPoint, who hosts our gradebook, has redone their site, so I want to just clarify a few things and point out some resources that are available to you. One of those resources is the class websites. So Our teachers update their class websites each week, and this is a new feature that's available for families starting at the junior high. So you won't see this for your elementary campus scholars, but you will see it for your junior high scholars. So if you click on your class websites, I highly encourage you to check this out. This has a lot of resources available for you, and it'll also tell you what your scholars are working on each week. So again, you'll be able to go to this menu up here and toggle between the classes. So for example, Mrs. Williams in Leadership, this is what they're working on this week. And here are some resources that you can access to see the assignments in your scholar's classroom. And you can scroll down to see throughout the week. Let's say I wanted to see what my student was doing in language arts. Same thing, you have some information here for what they're working on that week, as well as some helpful resources such as the rubrics being used to grade assignments and the outline for essay. Teachers work diligently on updating these each week, so I highly encourage you to check them out, especially if your scholar is absent. Our policy is that scholars would get any and all work that they need from the class website. So if you email a teacher and say, hey, can I get the work for the week, and they respond and say, check the class website, this is what they're talking about. But you could see if your scholar was missing today, they're working on their essays in language arts, so you could print out the outline as well as the rubric, and your scholar could work on that from home. So that's a really, really helpful piece of information for you. All of the students' resources that they're working on in class are kept in the classroom. We work on helping them with organization, so you won't see a lot of papers come home. However, this is a way you can still be involved in what they're working on and learning about each week. So another option I wanted to show you is the main gradebook itself. And I know you've probably seen this on the gradebook. Now it's automatically going to default to quarter 2. So for today's purposes, since a lot of teachers don't have grades yet, since the quarter just started, I'm going to go back to quarter 1 just to make sure you're viewing the grades correctly in the gradebook. So for example, let's say I wanted to check out my scholar's language and literature grade. This is going to give you an overall grade. However, when you're looking at it like this is not the correct way to view your scholar's assignments. We use standards-based grading, but the gradebook defaults to assignment view. So the very first thing you want to do every time you're checking your scholar's grades is go on up to this option where it says standards view, and you want to click on standards view. What that does is it gives you all of those information, those skills that were shown on the report card. It has these here so you can see your scholar's progress throughout the school year. It also provides you with a nice visual so you can see how your scholar is doing in their progress. If you wanted to see, okay, why does my scholar have the grade that they have in that area? If you click on the skill, you can then see the assignment that is tied to that skill, so how they earned that grade. So this is really, really helpful for you. Again, this is the grading skill that we use at the middle school. So we use the 1 through 8 grading scale. A 4 is considered mastery or demonstrates adequate knowledge and understanding. That's a base level of mastery. So from there, anything above that goes into a deeper level of understanding. So as long as you're seeing scores from 4 through the range of 8, your scholar is doing well in those classes or those specific areas. If you do see scores in the 3 to the 0 range, those are areas for which you might want to be concerned. So that just goes to show, and again, you can go ahead and toggle through their classes by using this menu option. So for example, you can see here are some areas that I was talking about where this scholar is struggling. If I want to see why, I could see, okay, on their summative assessment, they did very well. But earlier in that week when they were doing a formative on globalization and transnational corporations, they really struggled on that assignment. So I might want to go see why. And one of the reasons why they struggled is organizing information and ideas effectively. So maybe the scholar just needs to work on organizing their thoughts a little bit better. They did better on communicating information with clarity, so their sentences themselves were very clear and specific, but they need to work on that organization. So this just gives you a lot of helpful information to see how you can support your scholars from home. A couple of other interesting things you can check to see is your scholar visiting the nurse. This scholar specifically hasn't had any nurse visits. You can also see your scholar's attendance. and see how they're doing, what classes they might be tardy in, such as the scholars sometimes tardy in class 3. So there's a lot of really helpful information on ParentVue for you. It's a really great way for you to get information about your scholars' schoolwork, classwork, and all of that. So I highly encourage you to visit. If you ever want to email the teachers, it's always our policy, and it states in the handbook that if you ever have any questions or concerns about a class specifically, that you email the teachers first. They're the ones in the classroom, they're the experts, and they can give you a lot more detailed information about what's going on with your scholar. I hear a lot of parents say, well, I don't know my scholar's teacher's emails. You have that information accessible to you on ParentVue. So again, this home page, when you're looking at the gradebook, if you just click on the teacher's name, it'll pull up whatever email system that you use and just go ahead and start an email for you. If you want to just copy and paste and use a different email, you could just click on the name and it'll pull that up, that teacher's email address for you. So that's a really helpful way. If you ever do need to contact a teacher, you do have that ability through your ParentVue. In the same tone, scholars also have the same ability. They see all of the same things you see through StudentVue. So encourage your student to get on there. If they're struggling in a class, we highly encourage students to email their teachers, ask them for help, ask them where they can get more resources. We want those lines of communication open, so please, please, please encourage your scholars to email their teachers and have those lines of communication open. So if you ever have any questions about ParentVue, if you need help getting into your ParentVue, please email Lisa Autry at lautry, A-U-T-R-E-Y, at topamail.com, or email me, Mrs. Woods, nwoods at topamail.com, and we'll be able to help you with any of your questions. That's all for today. Have a great day.